to you. One to the president, I send it as soon. One to the Pakabuka, we can it tune. Nasemana still love, I love you. Nasemana come and speak of the truth. We have to keep on the top and send that to the roof. Whenever they must see me face, never get me 21 gun saloon. Never see me, fire come up, place them healing. Physically, spiritually, mentally healing. They must feel me, fire carry down to the candy. The whole LRB city cover them healing. Nasemana they just tell her one to all the people in the ghetto. One look down, look it down. One peace way to Allah. One love from the Rasta man. One love from the Kaya man. One love from the Binky man. One love from the Nasema me come and we blaze.
Remix, LRB remix, that the remix, LRB remix, that the remix, the LRB remix. What's up? Now let me talk. The boy know I'm in the morning. Stepping in the city on the hottest remix, y'all. Let's get the thing straight. Y'all know what to do when you see me in the place. Salute me, stop, shut shit down. Ain't no overseas, I'm international now. I'm in my old town. I want this down. Yeah, I'm a big boss, y'all. I'm jumping, I'm in a big boys club. Too much. See a beat language, I do the butt naked, yeah, the G string up. Yeah, I see the LRB talk, LRB stay on the LRB anthem. What's up, my man? I got the president singing, what's up, my man? Yeah.
Profound sense of gratitude and humility. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve as your president and commander-in-chief for the past 6 years. Together, in 2018, we embarked on a journey to build a united, peaceful, and prosperous Liberia. And I am deeply thankful for the trust and support you have bestowed upon me and my administration during my tenure. The partnership was instrumental in the development and implementation of policies and programs that aim to bring progress and development to our great nation. Reflecting on the accomplishment of these 6 years, let me tell you that I am proud of what we have achieved together. We have built roads, supported free wires and free tuition at high schools and public universities, stabilized the macroeconomic challenges we face in 2018, built hundreds of pro-poor housing units, and achieved on so many fronts that we are able to list here today. However, I acknowledge that there is always room for improvement, and perhaps more could have been done under different circumstances. Regrettably, some of the long-term projects we initiated did not reach completion during my tenure. I am hopeful that the incoming administration will carry the torch forward and bring these initiatives to fruition for the benefit of all Liberians. Fellow compatriots, rumors, and misinformation have played a large part in our politics over the last 6 years. It is my hope we as a country will overcome this challenge over the next 6 years. To begin this, we must start with the facts of the transition. I must report to you that we are leaving behind a better economy than we inherited. Today, President-elect Joseph Nima Bouaka will inherit a stronger economy than I inherited. There is a bigger net international reserve position than was handed me in 2018. I inherited 94,999,000 United States dollars in net international reserves. And I am handing over to the next administration a net international reserve position of 222,700,000 United States dollars. This is 136% increase in the net international reserve position. The total cash balance in the government's consolidated account is United States $40,044,365.90. In 2018, my government inherited a consolidated cash position of $7 million United States dollars. The next administration thus has more resources to deal with emergency macroeconomic challenges.
It's funny to read, read. This country when you elect a clown and you think that he will be a king, what he does is to convert the kingdom into a circus. This is what we must deal with, and this is what we must say. Who do we elect into our public offices? Because, as I've said before, when you allow hyenas to take care of goats, why should you be surprised when the goats are eaten? This is the same. And Africa is only going to realize our potential in all areas when, by dint of choice, we enable and allow our best men and women to serve in different areas. I've heard it being said about Lee Kuan Yew in Singapore. I've heard it being suggested about Mahathir Mohamad in Malaysia. I've heard it being said about Japan. I've heard it being said about other countries, but there was a conscious decision on the part of those individuals and the followership. We always talk about leaders, but we never talk about the followers. The followers must also style up. Africans on average are for some reason attracted to thieves. Africans are for some reason attracted to men and women who cannot serve her. And when they are not served, then they complain. When Africans are told, choose you now whom we shall release, Jesus of Nazareth or Barabbas, they say, release Barabbas. And when Barabbas behaves like Barabbas, they say, why are you not behaving like Christ? It cannot be done.
In May of 2001, signed a second of two Bush promise, and I quote, to bring Nigeria to its knees if Taylor was not turned over to the special court. And what happened? Obasanjo buckled and capitulated. Now, this demonstrates the significant pressure that was brought to bear on President Obasanjo, irrespective of his personal and leadership obligations to the West African sub-region. And therein lies the dilemma for current African heads of state and government, but how to enter into binding commitments and obligations with the African pairs and remain steadfast, resolute, and unyielding in their fidelity to those agreements in the face of such unrelenting and punishing pressure from powerful.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know y'all sleeping now. Y'all gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go.
And my man James Mutana said, Austin, I love your theme song. I can be vexed with myself when your show is coming on, but I can still be glued to listen to you because of the theme song. The song gets me glued to the radio, and I'm sure there are many of you who feel the same.
I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to Allah.
Never but the hands that feed you.
With that speech they preach indeed, and now you need.
It's a normal saying in our country.
The thing we saw, it frustrates us.
And we see this, we experience this on a daily basis across the spectrum of our society.
We just tell you that why we voted you.
So everything is part of life. Let me say very, very pleasant. Good evening to all of you across the country. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to those of you in the diaspora, our friends, our fans, our followers, our critics, and even those of you who do not like the things we say and the way we say them. It's good to have all of you joining us tonight on a Wednesday in the Republic of Liberia. Today is January 21. Obviously, we are in 2026. 21 days gone in 2026. January is just fast fading away. February is fast rushing into us. And you know why I love February? Because it is my birth month. It is the birth month of my mother and my two brothers. There's 4 persons in the family. So I love February. A lot to talk about tonight, as always. You know, last night we intended placing some strong emphasis on the performance of the legislature, the behavior of our legislators. But it is interesting to note that the same way we think, some of the very lawmakers sitting in the legislature think the same way. They believe that the leadership is a mess. They believe that the leadership is corrupt. And those are not CDC lawmakers speaking. We are going to play some of their video or their audio recordings tonight, so you hear them speak for themselves in the chamber.
With their promises.
Oh yes, we are going to spend most of our time tonight talking. Plus other issues, obviously there are other issues. The CSA has released statistics on civil servants and government employees in our country. That in my mind is a fine report. I want to place some emphasis on that. These tags are necessary for governance.
Why? The government should lie. Why?
But we'll just run over that. We have something to talk about Rick's Institute tonight, plus other schools across the country. Not only Rick's Institute, the Rick's Youth Program under the Ministry of Youth and Sports. We have been receiving complaints. We will also talk about that tonight. And for those victims or some of the victims, the opportunity to talk about their conditions tonight. But before that, let's take a word from our sponsor, Crown Stable Liberia. Omen Sim Sion, talk to us.
Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilance. Hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-side justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
Thank you very much. This is Old Man Sam Sion, Crime Stopper Liberia. Welcome all of you to the show tonight. Dubon Hill is joining us from oh my man, you're in the US now? Wow, congratulations. Dubon Hill is joining us tonight from Charlotte in the US. Henry To is joining us tonight. My man, I missed your call and I forgot to call you back. I apologize. Venetius Junior Bai is joining us tonight from Newtown. Junior Sikwe has joined us tonight from somewhere in Dixville. J. Augustus help. I met Gus today somewhere around Broad Street. I want to do my hair. Welcome to the show, Augustus help. Melvin Roosevelt Jolo, welcome to the show. JNB son, welcome to the show. Lasana Zodua, welcome to the show. From front, he said he's from Front Street. Yes. Mia Lu Fofana is joining us tonight. Maxwell Kendima is joining the show tonight from Beeville Estate. Ali Bagayoko has joined us from the USA. Favor Morris should be somewhere in Europe following the show. Jerison Tupa has joined us from District number 12. Verma McIntosh is joining us from Norway. It's good to have all of you joining us tonight. That's the first batch we are recognizing on the show tonight. We will continue with the recognition and the welcome ceremony on the show. But folks, on the fourth working Monday, that's next week, Monday, President Joseph Yiman Boaka is expected. We have to say expected because we're not sure whether he may deliver his address to the legislature. That's why we're saying is expected. So the president, His Excellency Joseph Yima Boaka, is expected to deliver his State of the Nation address to the legislature. That's going to be his third annual address. Yes, to the legislature. His inaugural address was done. He went there on the 4th Monday in January 2024. He went there on the 4th Monday in January 2025. And he's going back next week, which is the 4th working Monday in January 2026. Why is he going there? Yes, obviously he's going there to perform his constitutional responsibility. That is to present his legislative agenda to the Liberian people through their lawmakers. So what the president intends to do in 2026, that's why the law requires that the president should go to the legislature to present to them his agenda for the ensuing year, or so 2026 in context is the ensuing year. So he's going to present his agenda. The president will also report on progress made to the legislature, to the people, through their lawmakers. So we will follow the SONA. If he does deliver it, we will follow. We will bring that live. We're making some preparations as a management team to ensure that we can get the accreditation to bring that event live. If the government will accredit us, that is, if the government will accredit us to bring the event live. Probably they must say everybody should read it from state radio. Or they will accredit media institutions, especially critical independent ones, to go there and broadcast the event live. But whatever the case is, that's it. So we wait. We know that there are some things that were done. We know it's going to be controversial. We know there's going to be some embarrassment. But whatever the case is, let's wait. Let's focus on what's before us, and we will deal with the one that will surface from the president's address on Monday next week. Have been receiving reports, in fact, complaints from some of the folks who participated in the AdRix youth program for some time now. We've been trying to get them on the radio to talk about their issue. It's been really difficult getting them here to talk about their issues. But basically, they said it worked. Since the program started, the project started to work on the project, and they have not received their pay, meaning the government has not paid them since they completed the project. But we need to. There's some numbers that they send me. We try talking to some of them. So let me read verbatim what was texted or text to me. Brother Kawa, good morning. We work on the AdRix youth program for 3 months, which cover April, May, and June 2024. We submitted all our reports along with the personnel list. Since then, the coordinator at the time we started the work, her name is Melvina. She signed the contract with us. Up to the end of the project, she was changed from the position and replaced by one Sam Juma, who is now the project coordinator. Every time he's telling us, when the budget pass, when the budget pass, when the budget pass, you will get your money, you will get your money, and they cannot get their money. According to them, they try to meet with the minister of I think he said they met with the minister of youth and sports and explained their situation to him, and according to them, they were asked to send their list to the finance session. And since then, nothing has happened. Nobody has contacted them. Their mobile money contacts are all on the list, attached to the list, and they have not received any money. So tonight we're bringing this to the attention of Minister Ko Bangalu, and I am personally going to reach out to him after the show to let him know I'm going to forward this message to him and give him the chance to, say something to us, which I know he's going to respond to us. And then we'll come here on tomorrow to maybe probably provide update. But it's sad that it is sad. And but as a matter of fact, I communicated with Melvina, who is believed to be the first coordinator of the project at the time the project started. And Melvina said she could not give me details. She could not speak to me on record, on the record. In fact, she could not speak to me on the record, and she could not give me details. She could not speak to the details of the project or the claims being made by these gentlemen on grounds that the current work, she said she left the project, and the current work she has does not allow her to get involved in, some of these controversial issues that are tied or connected to government. And she was clear that, the politics and all of that, blah, blah, blah. So I don't want to get involved. There is a new project coordinator. Please contact him. He should be able to explain to you better. And trust me, since then, I've not been able to speak with the new project coordinator, Mr. Sam Juma. I have his 2 numbers here. I will try again tomorrow to talk to him, even though I'm going to also forward this message to the Minister of Youth and Sports. You see, these short-term projects are so important to these unskilled young people, even the unskilled old people. They depend on these. The government needs to maintain these projects. The government needs to develop more of these projects because these are sustainable projects. These are projects that seem reliable to some in need, especially those unskilled. So when you develop these programs, we celebrate you, we clap for you, and the people work, you hire the young people, you train them, or you orientate them to what they will be doing, and then they go and serve. You have no issue with their service. The contract expires, or whether the first phase or second phase of the contract expires, and then you refuse to pay their money because it seems now they are beginning to believe that the government is intentionally refusing to pay their money. And sadly, according to them, nobody is even talking to them. Nobody is even addressing or attempting to address their issues, which is appalling. And it's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. And so, like we said, not much time to spend on that. We will definitely reach out to the relevant authorities and see whether we can get a word from them officially on this matter, or whether those of them listening can follow up to ensure that these young people can get their money. It's important. Yes, I know the Cloud Hope Foundation think we have a response or the reply from their lawyers, which is important. Yesterday, you see what exactly we were telling you yesterday. Those of you who thought, we're going to take it. You see the response from the Cloud Hope Foundation. They say they're respecting the law, and they are using the law to defend themselves. Okay. So, but we will come to that. Rick's Institute. Anyway, let me forget about Rick's. We'll talk about Rick's tomorrow because I want to do something important, necessarily important. So we'll hold on to these allegations against Rick's Institute, and then I will reach out to them tomorrow again. I have the management number there with me, and we will reach out to them tomorrow. And then what the issue I raise is about welfare issue. It's about salary issue. It's about benefits, and but we'll talk to them tomorrow. So this is what the Cloud Hope Foundation uh, issue yesterday. Mama, leave me. I think tell you we'll talk about Rick's issue tomorrow. But yeah. Oh my. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. I didn't share it yet, but I see it here. So let me go to it here. And then we can talk about it. Yeah. So the Civil Service Agency is reporting that employment in the civil service has increased from 60,900 persons to 63,130 persons. That's for 2025. So in 2024, according to CSA, the total employment was 60,900 persons, and in 2025, 63,130 persons were employed, meaning additional people were added to the payroll. The payroll that Joe Biden said he was going to cut down. The payroll that Joe Biden promised to cut down is increasing every year. It increased from 53,000 plus in 2024, in 2023 to 60,900 in 2024, and then to 63,130 in 2025. 2026, there are new employments taking place again. It means the pay is going to increase. So before the moment we get to 2027, 28, we might just be talking around 102,000 civil servants, considering the number, So, but Baga said he was going to SARS the government, okay? Because the government was too packed. People were just coming with no skill, nothing just in the government. And Joe was just flooding the system. Places where one person is supposed to be, you had 10 persons there. Places where 5 persons supposed to be, you had 10 persons there or 15 persons there. He said he was going to shut that, he was going to cut that off. Today, the number is increasing. More people are being stuffed into government, into public service. And interestingly, more males are being employed. The stats according to them says civil servants account for 59,018 persons. That's 93.4%. And then presidential appointees account for 4,102. That's 6.5%. Civil servants again, it come down. It said the total male civil servants are 45,277, and total female is 13,741. For the appointed officials, the male appointed officials, 85.3% of those appointed by Joe Biden are males. 85.3% of people appointed, those appointed by the president, are males. And then a minimum of 14.6% represent females. So It means 3,509 persons, while 3,509 males appointee or non-male appointees, and 603 female appointees. Joe Biden also told you he was going to prioritize female appointees in strategic positions, in key positions. We don't see that. We see that only 603 females. And of these 603 females, they include superintendent, assistant superintendent, they include township commissioners, and all of that. Then now, serial ministry, and this is talking about state-owned enterprises. But that's it. It's good that they release their own reports. We'll hold them to their reports. Let's make progress. Let's make progress. So, okay, let's move on to something important. There is this report from the front page Africa that I like to play from the file by the legislative reporter. And so, but let me do this Cloud Hope thing before we move on. We spent a lot of time on Cloud Hope Foundation yesterday, but we'll have to do this because they have issue. Let me space this. So, motion to quash rid of Sapino Ducis Ticom from lack of jurisdiction. So, no, not yet. Okay, yes. Request for writ of Sapino Ducis Ticom. Personally, okay, so respondent's affidavit and personally appeared before me a duly qualified justice of the peace in and for Masurado County, Republic of Liberia, at my office in the city of Monrovia, Jonathan T. Masakwe, Counselor at Law and Counsel for Petitioner in the above entitled course, and made oath according to law that wrong time to call. According to law, that all and singular the allegations of both law and facts set forth and contained in the foregoing and annex petitioner's motion are true and correct to the best of his knowledge and belief. And as to those matters of information, he verily believes them to the truth. Soon and subscribe before me on January 21 or 21st, 2026. Stop calling this phone, my man. Jonathan T. Masakwe, Counselor at Law, Deponent. Now, what is in this? This is it. Now, so this is the motion. This is the main motion. This is what the Cloud Foundation has written to the court. And now comes the respondent, the management of Cloud Hope Foundation, by and through its general manager, Jackson P. Gbemi, and respectfully moves this honorable court to crush the writ of Sapino Ducis Ticom issued herein for lack of subject matter jurisdiction and legal authority in support thereof, states the following. Why this court or the petitioner, the respondent does not have jurisdiction, or the court does not have jurisdiction over the matter. So, 1, no action or proceeding is pending before the honorable court. the respondent submits that there is no civil action, criminal proceeding, petition, or cause of action presently pending before the Honorable Court, before this Honorable Court against the respondent. Under Liberian law, a subpoena whether at testification. Wait, let me zoom it here before I can't be talking to anything. You are not lawyer. Whether at testificandum or ducis ticum, that's what everything is a civil process and must issue in aid of a pending judicial proceeding in a vacuum, nor may it compel adherence or production of documents absent a live case or controversy properly before it. Telling the court that, hey, the subpoena you've issued us to bring all our documents is illegal and you don't have jurisdiction because there is no matter before you, no case before you, no petition before you, nothing at all before you about Cloud Hope Foundation. In the instance case where there were matters for adjudication involving Cloud Hope Foundation or any other person before you, then you will have the jurisdiction to subpoena us or ask us to bring documents relating to Cloud Hope Foundation source of funding. But in this case, there's no complainant before you. Nobody come to you to say complain or say, okay, all the case here with Cloud Hope, a penny, nothing. Then somebody just come to you and subpoena you, say, please tell the people to produce all the documents. So the lawyers are arguing, hey, there is no matter involving Cloud Hope Foundation, and you cannot hear, and the court cannot hear a matter that does not exist before it. The court cannot invent or invent matter that does not exist or that is not before the court. So you, court, there's no matter before you involving Cloud Hope Foundation. So you don't have the authority to invent or produce or manufacture a matter to ask Cloud Hope Foundation to bring document before you. When a matter is before you for adjudication, then you have that authority or that jurisdiction. But as we speak, you don't have that jurisdiction because no matter about Cloud Hope is before you. So you can be subpoenaing our document. Subpoenaing our document, in which case? In which case? Because there's no case before you. So that's what the lawyers are arguing. Number 1, 2, they say subpoenas are issuable only within the context of a pending action. Only within the context of a pending action. Section 14.1 of the Civil Procedure Law defines a subpoena as process commanding a person to attend, testify, or produce documents in an action at a specified time and place. Section 14.2 of the Civil Procedure Law authorizes issuance of subpoenas only by the court in which the action is brought. As we speak, there is no action that is brought or that was taken before the court that is issuing a subpoena. To go further, the lawyers further argue that similarly, they said, Section 17.3 of the Criminal Procedure Law permits subpoenas at the request of either the prosecuting attorney or the defendant. In this case, there can be no prosecuting attorney and there can be no defendant because there is no case before the court that is authorizing the subpoena or issuing the subpoena. Let me read that again. It says, similarly, Section 17.3 of the Criminal Procedure Law permits subpoenas at the request of either the prosecuting attorney or the defendant, clearly presupposing the existence of a criminal action already before the court. Where no action exists, the court lacks jurisdiction to issue or enforce a subpoena, and any such writ is null and void ab initio. Further, Article 21H of the 1986 Constitution of Liberia provides that a lawyer ain't talking you, not me talking you, a lawyer ain't talking you, I'm a lawyer. So I'm reading what the fact. Provides that is it not showing? Provides that institutional records without the existence of any charge claimed or adjudication proceeding or adjudicatory proceeding, compulsory production of documents. Sorry, I'm receiving calls. So, compulsory production of documents outside the context of a lawful judicial proceeding constitutes coerced evidence gathering in violation of the protections guaranteed under Article 21H or 21H. The Constitution does not permit the state or any of its instrumentalities to invoke judicial power as an investigative shortcut absent due process and jurisdiction. Three, the court lacks subject matter jurisdiction to conduct a stand-alone investigative exercise. The court lacks subject matter jurisdiction to conduct a stand-alone investigative exercise. The respondent respectfully submits that this honorable court is not vested with investigative or inquisitorial powers outside the framework of an actual case. The subpoena ducis tecum issued herein seeks to compel broad disclosure of financial and donor information without pleadings, claims, parties in litigation, or defined issues for adjudication. Such use of judicial process amounts to an impermissible fishing expedition unsupported by statute or constitutional authority. My man, no matter before you, you can make inquiries. You can use a power to make inquiries when there is no issue, there is no litigation or matter of litigation before you. Doing so, you will be invoking an authority that does not assign or that is not assigned to you. There go search, there go fishing, anything we can get. There go try, there go fishing here, there go here. So the lawyer say no. That is unconstitutional. That is not supported by any statute. It's not supported by any law in our country. And four, finally, the rate is unreasonable, oppressive, and legally defective, even assuming agondu that jurisdiction exists, which is dead, which is denied. The subpoena is overboard, indefinite, and oppressive, seeking extensive records without limitation as to time, relevance, or nexus to any justiciable issue. Section 17.3 of the Criminal Procedure Law and Section 14.4 of the Civil Procedure Law expressly authorizes this honorable court to quash a subpoena where it is unreasonable or issued without legal basis. Wherefore, and in view of the foregoing, the respondent respectfully prays this honorable court to quash and set aside the writ of subpoena ducis tecum issued against the respondent for lack of jurisdiction. Discharge the respondent from any obligation to appear or produce documents pursuant to said writ. Declare that compulsory process may only issue upon the filing and pendency of the proper action before a court of competent jurisdiction, and grant any and all further relief this honorable court deems just, legal, and equitable. Just, legal, and equitable. Respectfully submitted the above named respondent and by and through its legal counsel, International Law Group LLC, with their address here, Wilma Bly Samson, Anthony Law, Jonathan Massaquoye, Counselor Law. Oh yeah, they all sign this writ. So okay, so this is what it is. This is what it is. Yeah. So this is the argument from the legal representation of Madam Claudia. We told you yesterday that we should learn to respect the laws. You see? And I also told you that Madam Weah will never encourage anybody to act or do things or use violence or resort to violence for a matter that does not exist, for a matter that for something she has not done, you know. Now they've gone to court. They have asked the court to squash the case because the court does not have jurisdiction over the order that they have issued, and that there is no pending case before the court. So you cannot issue any writ of subpoena to us because there is no case before you. So we are going to follow the hearing and see how it plays out. But like I said to you yesterday, let's exercise some high restraints, some high tolerance, some high patience, because nobody in this country besides God can do anything to Claudia or Joey. Nobody can touch them. If you are afraid of anything, don't be afraid of that one, because nobody can touch George Weah or Claudia. Yeah, the politics will maybe play. They will play the politics. They will attempt to intimidate people or push people into intimidation and all of that. These things are highly possible under Joe Parker. But what will not happen is that they cannot attempt to touch George Weah or Claudia. No, that will not happen. They can't do it. So we gotta tell them that they will. We don't have to tell them that it will not happen, because they themselves know that it can happen, that they can do it. They are aware that they can do it. So George Weah is safe. George Weah is calm. George Weah is unbothered. He's not jittered. He's not scared. He's not afraid. Same applies to Claudia. Madam Weah is not jittered. She's not living in fear. She's not scared. She's unbothered. And she will never be bothered by these reckless and careless political witch hunts against their family. They will not be bothered, because they know that they have done nothing wrong. They know that every action they took were taken within the confines of established laws, principles, protocols, and statutes. They are aware, they know, they are convinced, and we are aware by George Weah as president or Clark Weah as first lady, whether acting on behalf of the office or in their own private gatherings, they operated and acted within the confines of established laws, norms, protocols, statutes, and other administrative rules. And so there's nothing to fear. There should be nothing. These guys are jokers. They don't want to govern, they don't want to lead because they have nothing new to offer. So let's target the CDC and divert their attention from our failure. This is the third year. Braga is going to read and he's going to read the same things. He's going to repeat the same things at the legislature on Monday. So let's target them. But much said yesterday on this thing, we're going to follow this case like we're doing the Fonadi case and all of that. And we are going to follow and we are going to update, keep you updated. But hey, George Weah is safe in the border. Nothing. I'm telling you. He's not bothered about that. The things that are bothering George Weah in this country are the living conditions of the people living in the slum communities. The people whose homes are being broken, are being demolished. Those poor, those widows who were living in the army barrack at 72nd for all those decades. Their husbands and family members died in service, and they stayed down there and lived there all their lives. Some of them they walking, they didn't leave. Today, we see that the military is in the street using excessive force and pushing, beating, chasing peaceful civilians out of their properties. These are the issues that George Weah is bothered about. When George Weah wakes up in the morning and there is no food on their table and the people are crying and complaining for the lack of safe drinking water across the country, when the U.S. government is reporting that the police and the state security using excessive force to engage peaceful assemblers or protesters or demonstrators, these are issues that bother George Weah. These are issues that George Weah is concerned about. We are not concerned about whether Joe Braga is sending somebody to go to your house or whether they're going for Cloud Foundation. No. He's not bothered about those things. George Weah wants to wake up in the morning, tune into Freedom FM, and hear Freedom FM saying Joe Braga has placed food on the table of Liberians while simultaneously doing the roads. The things that they criticize that he was not doing. Because when you eat, when you have food to eat, he's happy. When you have safe drinking water, he's happy. When you have affordable schools, quality and affordable schools, that were on his agenda that he started doing. When you have free tuition in for public schools, George Weah is happy. When you can be able to sustain the free tuition a year, George Weah will be happy. When the students continue to complain for lack of a conducive learning environment at the University of Liberia, these are things that concern George Weah. These are things that bother George. When pregnant women can no longer go to any public hospital and give birth or be escorted or received in the operation room without demanding money, these are things that concern George Weah. He's concerned. Why are you charging before admitting or delivering pregnant women? These are things that concern George Weah. These are things that bother George Weah. When George Weah wakes up in the morning and hears that JFK no longer offer free services at the Honor 5 Japanese facility at JFK, these are things that bother him. He's bothered because he knows what it is to be a pregnant woman and cannot afford to pay 15, 20, 30,000 Liberian dollars before you are attended to. He knows what it is when a child is sick and can go and cannot go to JFK anymore, to the maternity center and be treated be treated for free. These things bother him because these were things that he did. These were programs that he sustained. And to see that you can no longer go to the Honor 5 or to the maternity center at JFK and be treated free. They ask you for money for your Honor 5. George Weah is bothered by these things. Those are things that form his attention. Those are things that attract him. He looks all around. He sees that public transport is a mess, a cliche. He's concerned. When the NTA is doing well, he would not be unpatriotic and illiterate like Joe Braga and others to say NTA is not doing well. He will say it. George Weah graded 8 in here. 8 out of 10. And people took it out of context. The very UP people now who are in power took it out of context. So Weah is not a hateful person. He's not an envious person. He believes that everybody must be given the opportunity to compete. But when you are given the opportunity to compete, you must utilize the opportunity, focus on the opportunity that is given you, and utilize it to your full potential. Don't leave it and start chasing or fighting other people's opportunities. Then you have issue with him, or you have issue with you. And this is Joe Braga's character. He had opportunity for 12 years. Chew it in your mouth. And he did not chew it in his mouth. The Unity Party did not call an executive meeting to chew it in his mouth. He said it. He said he squandered opportunity. So if he squandered his opportunity and came publicly and said he squandered opportunity, and on the basis of that, Liberians rejected him in 2017 and elected George Weah, then you develop hate. The playing field was created. The two of you were given the opportunity to go and compete. Weah made maximum use of the opportunity. He utilized the opportunity to the fullest potential, and he became president. You did not utilize the opportunity. You said you squandered yours, and you were rejected. That's the only crime George Weah has committed to Joe Braga. Some of you don't know, if some of you have been wondering, what has George Weah done to Braga? That is the crime. Why Weah beat Braga. That's the only crime that Weah has committed for beating Braga in 2017. So he's here to pay back. The way to pay back has already passed. It has already happened. You pay back. You came back. You fought. Thanks to God first. And next, George Weah, who kept you alive. You came back. You fought, and you got elected president. It's time to focus on governance, and you're chasing Liberians from all walks of life, chasing them, breaking their structures down, and doing nothing. Do you know how many persons this government has rendered homeless? Do you know how many persons this government has rendered homeless only because of their actions? They're not making any significant progress on the road. They're not doing anything with our infrastructure. No, they are not building them. They are not rebuilding them. In some cases, they are not building anything. They are just saying, we hate you. We don't want to see you here. You move on the road. Demolish the structure, pay the people or settle the people financially, let them relocate, and then carry on your project. We will come here and have party for you. We will come here and have party for you. But if you cannot, if you are only evicting or demolishing the people's structures because you hate them, because you want to run a repressive regime, and you want to scare the people by intimidating them and placing military pressure on them not to rise up to the occasion against your misrule, we stop by to let you know tonight, all of you, that God said to you that you should not be discouraged in the midst of the storm. Don't be discouraged, because the storm will over. The storm will pass. The storm will be removed. Those stormy and cloudy moments will pass. And there will be a George Weah, there will be a CDC, there will be Liberians who will still have to go to the ballot boxes to elect a new president. Who knows? Maybe Kumis. That president may be Musa Benete. That president may be Simeon Fume. That president could be anybody. But I know that that president will not be Joe Baka. It will not be him. And we will have the space as Liberians to rewrite the wrong course. The country is divided on these political lines, on these nasty political dictative lines. People are in pains. I know some of the calls and messages we receive every day. The people are angry. We're living in a democratic space like we're living during wartime. In the wartime, when they say ceasefire, the way the communities used to look, that's how Liberia is looking currently as I speak. The whole country looking like we're living in ceasefire. When they used to say, those of us who were here for the war, who didn't go anywhere, we know how a ceasefire environment looks. That's how your country looks. The entire country, especially Monrovia and surrounding communities. Everywhere you go, the environment, the whole country, the whole city looking like we're in a ceasefire era. Meaning anything can happen. That is indicated in the U.S. State Department report on Liberia. Liberians are high risks. They say it's like on a time bomb. Anything can explode at any time. It is stated in the U.S. Security Review on Liberia. You see, you are high risks. HRGH, high risks. You are high risks. Anything could spark out at any time. That's why they are advising their travelers, their citizens, their U.S. government workers not to travel after 4 o'clock in Liberia. And ask yourself, a country that is safe, secure, a country that is free. U.S. government will be advising people not to travel after 4 o'clock. If America as sophisticated as it is, the most sophisticated in terms of security in the country is telling you, our citizens and our workers, don't travel in the night in this country. Don't travel after 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in this country. What does it say to you? Does it tell you that your country is safe? A serious country that is supposed to be running at least 18 hours. We don't have electricity. Electricity is a mess. A big mess as we speak. Security. The security itself is a threat to itself. Liberia's security is a threat to itself. That's the case. That's what we are. Our security is a threat to itself. That's why the U.S. government is telling our citizens and other international travelers that this place is not safe. This place is on time bomb. Time bomb. Anything can explode at any time. Travel with your legal documents, your passport, your visa. Don't leave them behind. Make sure you photocopy them. Also, keep them to accessible places. The original copies, keep them at accessible places. In case something sparks up, and you can easily access, or anybody can run there for you to access to access your documents. That America talking to you, so telling the world that your country is safe. So your threat, the threat in the country is as its highest peak. That means say, I won't say America. That won't say America say risks, high risks. Anything can spark out at any time. At the beginning, man, fair power. Then you're talking Cloud Foundation. America telling your country not even safe. Then you're proving that your country is not safe. You already got security crisis. You got national security issues. They say the whole country is under threat. Then you targeting major opposition figures. You think America will can't tell you that because you targeting opposition political figures, that's why your country is not safe? No, they will not put it in a report. If you have some or serious people presiding over the joint security in this country, I'm not talking the unserious people like that other one at the Ministry of Justice now. But if you have serious people presiding over your security, your joint security, they will start taking actions to start neutralizing the threats, to start reducing the tension in the country. But is that they're not even talking anything, they're not saying anything, they're not seeing anything. Because in the US government says your report, the police, the joint security, in fact, they don't have the capacity to even detect any potential crime in the country. And they don't have the capacity to curb or stop or prevent crime from happening. In a case where somebody is arrested, a criminal is arrested and investigated, they say the case does not get prosecuted. The perpetrator does not get prosecuted due to rampant corruption and ineffective judicial system. Then you beyond Cloud, you say you want Cloud Foundation. Read what's in the report. The security review. So most of you are only reading the travel advisory. But when you go to the travel advisory, there is a security review on Liberia. Let me get it. There is a security review on Liberia. This thing at this point, the Senate Committee on National Security, the House's Committee on National Security, they all should be meeting, or they all should have read or shall have read this report now and having some consultations. This is a red flag coming from our traditional partner. And some of you think it's just a joke. Some of you think it's just a joke. There is a security review besides the advisory, the travel advisory. Let me go there for you so you see. In the report, in the travel advisory, you go down, go down, go down, go down. You see. Go down. You see. Okay, yeah. You see, not enroll in this. What they say, you should enroll in the Smart Travel Enrollment Program to get important updates and alert from the U.S. Embassy. They say review the Overseas Security Advisory Council. You see, country security report for Liberia. Let me click on it. You click on the country security report for Liberia. Click on it. It's going to open. Click on the country security report for Liberia. And see what they say. This is the report that was published. You remember the report that was published in 2024, November 2024. This report was published. This is Liberia's country security report, published on the 14th of November 2024. Then the UP guys argue that the report released in 2024 considers or incorporates events that happened from 2023 on Georgia. They said about in 2024. So the U.S. government report on Liberia for 2025, they are saying nothing has changed. Let me go back. Let me go there and read it for you. They said they do nothing from January to November 2025. They said they do nothing bad in terms of security. They do nothing bad in terms of security and crime. They say they do nothing bad. Everything in the report came from Georgia town. But this is what the U.S. government said. The U.S. government said there was no change to the advisory level. There was no change to the advisory level. This is December. This represents December 2025. The U.S. government is saying there was no change to the advisory level. Let's go to the advisory. Let's go to the advisory. Yeah. You know, lawmakers, the other lawmakers sitting down there. There was no change to the advisory. Let's see what the advisory says. The advisory they're talking about, they took us back to the same report. So the whole report, the whole security review, we not touch it. On Liberia, we not touch it. The same thing that happened in 2024, 2025, the same thing, we not touch it. The only thing they did, they added the health component to it. Only the health component they added to it. So you come to this report, you will see crime, you will see kidnapping threat, you will see terrorism, you will see political violence and civil unrest, you will see election and political stability. Election and political stability. They're going way back to 2010. 2020 midterm election, protests and demonstration. Currently, large demonstrations are rare, but can develop rapidly and with all advance notice. Everything was in the report. They say nothing has changed. If you see that read the 2025 advisory, they have the same thing there about protest. Then these guys are sitting and telling us law enforcement, going on law enforcement. You see everything. You see? But let me just read a portion for you. Let me read a portion. Because they said the report, nothing changed. Let me read a portion for you on a crime. On the first, the Liberia travel advisory. The current U.S. Department of State travel advisory at the date of this report's publication assesses that travelers should exercise increased caution in Liberia due to crime and civil unrest. Civil unrest due to crime and civil unrest. This is the travel advisory 2025. The current U.S. Department of State travel advisory at the date of this report's publication assesses that travelers should exercise increased caution in Liberia due to crime and civil unrest. When we tell that God first and George we are keeping this country stable, we will think we're joking. You think that Barack keeping the country stable? The U.S. government knows they have assessed our threat. And they know why the country is still peaceful. Because the opposition is calm. The opposition is not retaliating. Because you will be able to keep maybe 5, 6, 7%, 30%, you're kidding. Because the only option the police have right now is to discharge live bullets. The police doesn't have the capacity to arrest over 30, 40, 60%. No. That is if the opposition decides to resist arrest. The police doesn't have the capacity if the opposition decides to resist arrest. The situation that happened at the Roberts International Airport with the camera of Georgia, that was a serious warning. A blessing to Liberia because seditious decided to bar. They didn't resist arrest. But just the thing or the tail of an ice that would have been clicked on. If anybody would have clicked on the tail of an ice or an ice cube, this country would have sparked into violence on that day. But there were opposition leaders around on the telephone back to back to say, hey, y'all leave the people. Y'all leave the police. Y'all leave them. And when the U.S. government speaks to these things, we should be able to communicate them to you so you know. Because at times some of you will say, oh, America, yeah, the U.S. embassy, yeah, they're not doing anything. They're not talking anything. But when the people talk, then we, the media people, we don't elevate what they say or what they write. We hide them from you and make it to appear like the U.S. embassy is just sitting here doing nothing. They are not monitoring anything. But the U.S. embassy is here. They are monitoring. They are assessing the situations, the conditions on the ground in our country. And they are communicating back home. Do you know what critical is? When you go to hospital and they tell you, say, your family members is in a critical condition. You know what that is? When they tell you your sickness is critical. They tell you when you go to school and they tell you your grade is critical. When you go to work, they tell you your performance is critical. Your performance here is a critical threat. It's a performance pose critical threat. It means your performance coming destroy the whole operation of the company or the office. High rates. High rates. They mean you are recording the lowest, the deadliest, the poorest performance. So the U.S. government saying here, crime, the U.S. Department of State has assessed Monrovia as being a critical threat location for crime detected at or affecting official U.S. government interest. The thing is a whole indictment on your country. This is an indictment on your country. The State Department is telling the world that Monrovia, that they have assessed, America said they have assessed the most sophisticated, or I should say the most, or one of the most, but I believe that they are the most sophisticated country in the world when it comes to security assessment. When they assess your risk level, your security risk level, and they tell you, they come publicly to say it is critical or it is a critical threat. This is a warning. This is a slap. It's not just warning, if you ever warning, that physical warning here. Why do you think America is telling you Liberia will be on the list of 70 countries that cannot play DV until they're ready for you to play? Everything informs the risk analysis or the risk assessment of your country. Yeah, I see some people justifying. You are seated at the UN Security Council, and your country poses critical threat. Your country is a critical threat location for crime. And you are celebrating a seat at the UN Security Council. And America is telling you that Monrovia, the U.S. Department of State, has assessed Monrovia as being a critical threat location for crime detected at or affecting official U.S. government interests. My people, that big, they did not big thing here. They say our Monrovia, our Monrovia, it's a critical threat location for crime that directly, they say directly targeting interest. They say that government interest in Liberia, Monrovia is being used to target their interest in Liberia. Let me break it down. This is what America is telling the world, that Monrovia is being used. Monrovia is a critical threat. It's a critical threat location, or it's a location that poses critical threat that target U.S. interests, U.S. officials, or their interest. They may not say, I won't get a real diplomatic word for it. They may not say, I forgot the real diplomatic word. But they've sent wires here. Cables. They're just sending. No response. No response. And yes, they get being more sophisticated, they are connected. And America gave them 3 years open visa. They call it open visa. 3-year open visa. Open our visa. 3 years. The people gave you multiple entry, 3-year multiple entry visa. This is what they are writing for your country. And they want us to believe that because America gave us 3-year multiple entry visa, it means once you go to the embassy for visa, you will get it. No. It means you will get it. With this report, you might not even get a visa. Because to benefit from the multiple entry, you must be able to get a visa first. And even when you get a visa with this kind of report, traveling across the world, for Liberians traveling across the world, our passport will be carefully scrutinized. Our passports will be placed on a thorough security scrutinies in other countries before we even get to the US, because hey, we've been projected as a terrorist country. You know what it is for America to say Monrovia is being used as Monrovia is a critical location critical threat location where crimes are directed at U.S. Official or their government interests? Do you know what it is? So you can't say America lie. And you get beat more, you get intellectual. You tell America say they lie, they mislead, they public, they war. You will go get Louis Brown different statement to read again. The reading scientist. Now Louis Brown new name. The reading scientist. They make it read. And then Harvard think the reading scientist, the basketball can pronounce. Y'all go get they don't want to read again. Y'all go get issues, domestic challenges. Sit down here, govern well, focus on governance, and address handle. Just after a day, the US government issued this travel advisory. Boom, they jump, they say, Cloud, we are giving Cloud Hope Foundation. Like, oh, all I think we're not interested in it. We want Cloud Hope Foundation. Because that's what Katumu wants. So they see you targeting political opponents here. They are listening to somebody today telling me the government is sourcing funding. GAFA is also lobbying, calling for all kind of things, donor support and all attracting donor support to your country. What kind of donor support you get attract to this country? That it, you're going big. You are a beggar. You know the GAFA attracting donor support. You take more person, you mean more president for Liberia. The donors will send money here. Because they get interest in return. IMF will send money here. World Bank will send money here because they get interest in return. It take more pay, make more president, IMF will give them money. But how much will IMF give? How much will World Bank give? Should be the issue. And the terms and conditions attached to those money will be the issue. When somebody can give you 25 million grant, 39 million grant, so you got in budget support, in healthcare deal, you go no medicine in the hospital. Then the attached condition, when you meet the healthcare benchmark, they release the funding, or they release the portfolio for health. The health portfolio, they release it. When you meet the benchmark for infrastructure, blah, blah, or security, they release a security portfolio. If you don't meet the benchmark, they will not release the 39 million or 27 million. All of these things, they attach to performance. That's why you get government count, they sound 29 million, 39 million, you can see the money. Terms and conditions attached to it. Some of this money can be free money, they can be grant. But they will tell you, hey, that 39 million we're giving you, but this money is coming in 3 components, and they are going towards 3 sectors: health, security, and maybe rule of law, to strengthen the justice system. When they sit down and see reports that the justice system is corrupt and extremely ineffective, it means you do not pass the benchmark, you do not meet the benchmark to get donor money to strengthen to strengthen security. They will not release that portfolio for security, for judicial reform. If they see that police brutality is on the increase and human rights violation is on the increase, the portfolio for policing or security, they will not release that portfolio. And obviously, if they see that the rule of law is being violated by reckless criminals in the legislature, do you think they're going to release any money for rule of law? That the person is violating the law, they see and read and watch his legal advisor explaining or live on video that how he took his phone and called the city solicitor and asked him to drop a case involving 2 private citizens, and you think they're going to release any money for rule of law? They will not do so. At the end of the day, all that 39 million rack with Nanka because they didn't meet any benchmark. But they will not tell you that. They will not tell you because you have to go justify the money. Why are we giving these people money for rule of law? We sit there and see these people illegally removing a speaker, violating the law, disrespecting the Supreme Court. You say we should take our money, taxpayers' money, and pay it there and send it there. No, no, no. We can't release this portfolio. We can't open it. You go or you can't, they will not open it. If you didn't make any pronouncement that they not made, it might will not come. They only want 500 million from China, the other million from Korea. Where are they? All the MOUs, the Bakasan, where are they? Ask them. 3 years, all the MOUs they signed, where are they? These monies, these things will not come to your country because the good governance is under attack. Good governance is under attack. Rule of law is being paced on. Baka to the constitution and PP on it. That's a desecration. The Supreme Court is being influenced. It's being pressured. It's being intimidated. It's placed under political intimidation to have the arm twisted to take decisions that will favor Joe Barker and his talks. The police is showing no reason, no decency. But police brutality is on the increase. The highest since 2006, police brutality on the increase. I'm to 87.28%. And you know what we're talking about here? And you think with that, with these records, any donor is going to sit down and approve funding to these institutions? Nobody will do that. Listen to your lawmakers. In session, ArcelorMittal agreement is before them. Listen to them. Just listen. And you think these are serious people? Listen to your lawmaker. Go ahead. Play for me. Play our lawmakers. Our serious people who are supposed to be debating serious issue. Listen to them. Let me play a forum for this one. This one. I'm playing it when you understand anything. As soon as I finish playing, I will talk smart, open the telephone lines. When you understand anything from this recording, tell me. God, I said, this is what I understood from the recording. Lawmakers in session. ArcelorMittal bill, tier amendment is before them. Tomorrow, they will shift the branding to the company and say, oh, the company didn't do this, oh, the company didn't do that, oh, the company. You, the citizens, will go to blame the company. Instead of going to your lawmakers to blame your lawmakers, you will go to the company to blame the company for not doing X, Y, and Z when the draft or proposed agreement is before them that they are supposed to be debating. You say, current go in a play. Current go. They reading the chief clerk, reading the MDA, reading the committee report. Current go. Listen.
Chief clerk. So the chief clerk is reading. The chief clerk reading. In the midst of this, the chief clerk is being ordered to read.
You hearing the reporter? The reporter is doing a voice over because the nurse. But the kind of nurse you are hearing, the chief clerk is actively reading the report from the committee. The nurse did not interrupt her. She's reading the report from the committee. And the guys are disturbing. So the reporter had to do a voice over to inform you that, all these nurses you're hearing here, the chief clerk is reading. He's there. Listen to him.
So as you can see here, despite this condition, the chief clerk is reading. We don't know exactly what those lawmakers are getting, or the reading continues.
The chief clerk is still reading. Oh. The chief clerk is still reading. So the North is hearing now, current king back. The current when the current king, then all the love are gonna hear. Yay! Current go. Chief clerk continues reading. They are disturbing. Current comes back and they hear. Yay! Current now can. The way the children was small in the good now. When current goes, they yeah, no. Oh God. When current can is there. Hey, current now can. Oh, current now can. Yeah? No, people can say do. Current, yeah, current, yeah. Ostina can say, current, yeah. Current, yeah. Eh? Now why the men doing capital building? Hey, current, yeah. Hey, current. Wait, current. We just could get a microphone. You don't want to say, hey. We just go, hey, say, current, yeah. Hey, current. Current, yeah. Can you imagine? Your lawmakers, people, grandparents. Some of them are great grandparents. They're the ones sitting in the legislature and projecting themselves, the group of irresponsible people who are not from homes. But a serious matter is on the floor. And you depending on these guys to pressure Braga or to pressure the executive using their oversight to rescue you, Liberians. You depending on this bunch of irresponsible people in the legislature to pressure Braga using their oversight to pressure Braga to rescue you. This is the one lawmaker, what he's saying. They want a lawmaker talking. They've been playing. I think they should be Representative Banks from Green Passa. I'm not too sure, sorry. I'm not too sure. Listen. This lawmaker is saying, when the current left, the lawmaker is angry. He's saying, hey man, all the money that in this country, no, the speaker and the deputy, they are play. This is what he's saying. Hey man, all the money in this country and current going in Capitol building. I'm told they just got him for the A or for the 2000 each again. Yesterday or day before yesterday. But did not get generator to electrify Capitol building. Gave Capitol building stable electricity. Listen to the lawmaker. He's angry. All the money in the country. But they said no money in the country, but a lawmaker is telling you that all the money in this country, they will come back and cry, no money. Every day Liberia story, no money. They want the public and cry, no money. Budget fatigue. Listen, man. Nah, man. The speaker and the deputy speaker, they are playing. Yeah, listen, man. Now, this is a lawmaker telling you and asking rhetorically. All the money in this country? Nah, man. The speaker and the deputy speaker, they play. Now, I know somebody wants to ask, but why the speaker and the deputy speaker? Because he is a lawmaker. The arrowhead is the speaker. Next to him is the deputy speaker. So he will not call the president into it because the speaker and the deputy speaker are in charge of the leadership of the house. They fought, they violated the constitution, they breached the law, they disrespected the Supreme Court. Some of them insulted the Supreme Court. They did everything to get to get the speaker position. And in leadership now, they are supposed to ensure that current is supposed to go. At least now when they are having session. People ain't supposed to be toting water in bucket, dirty bucket and carrying it upstairs in the lawmaker and bathrooms. Bathrooms are not supposed to be locked in Capitol building in 2026. That when guests go to the Capitol building, they have to be room in the place looking for one lawmaker key, one bathroom key to open it so the guests can go use the lawmaker bathroom. The staffers can go in the yard to go pee all in the yard at the edges, the different edges of from UL side to the executive mansion side to the Supreme Court side and to the police side and all of that. They use those edges to pee. Women, men, they go to the edges to pee because no bathrooms for them. There are no bathrooms for them to use. So they go outside in the public to pee. In this country, peeing in the public is legal. That's why nobody gets arrested for peeing in the public. Because in a Capitol building, people can pee in the public. At foreign affairs, people can pee beyond foreign affairs. I felt so embarrassed the other day. I want to see a friend at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Those ladies, some of them can carry lapa to work. I swear to God. Because they have to go to the fence to go and squat, you have to open the lapa. In the offices, some of them got 1 or 2 lapas in the offices. Just there. Purposely to go use it to pee because or to ease themselves when they want to ease themselves because the bathrooms are dirty, the bathroom filled it up, and their women did not say so they can't use it. They prefer going outside. At the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, it is happening there. Employees go outside to pee. The Senate staffers, female staffers. Yobli is a woman. She knows what it is for a woman to go out, to publicly urinate. She knows. She's a woman. She knows what it is, how demeaning it is. She knows how humiliating it is for a female to go outside and to publicly ease herself. But she's the pro-tem. Go to the Senate wing and ask for the bathrooms for the staffs. Go to the House. Ask for the bathrooms for the staffs. People sitting. Imagine a public building and people are sitting at the places with key in their hands. With bathrooms locked. Why? No water. So they have to sit there and decide who goes to the bathroom and who uses the bathroom. When you go there, you're not beaming, you're not goes to you looking clean, you get access to that bathroom. Because the people with the keys, they don't know everybody. So you drive fine, they see you, they want government official, they want business tycoon or something, they say, yeah, they're getting me the key. So to use the bathroom at the legislature, you have to drive fine, you have to look neat, presentable. Yes, you can get access to the bathroom. Even to get water in the bathrooms, people gotta put it in dirty bucket and climb upstairs. $12 plus 6 years, we calculated here the other day, that's 18 years. Adding 12 plus we are 6, that's 18 years. We are 6 plus Baka 2 already gone, now what? 20 years. Liberia is unable, all the lawmakers down there, Liberian lawmakers are unable to put elevator or renovate the elevator in that building. For 20 years, we are unable to renovate elevator in that building. Ask all of them why. Nobody will tell you anything. They are unable to renovate the elevator in the building. 20 years gone. We can't renovate an elevator in that building. 20 years gone. 20 years gone. We do not have running water in that building. 20 years gone. we do not have running water in the Capitol building. 20 years gone, we do not have stable electricity at the legislature. 20 years gone, in this country. Go, Brenna, I used the Capitol building when I was coming to work. It was already after 7, dark already. The place is dark. Go there now. Pass it from Capitol building. Use the EUSR and pass. Drive to if your car, you got a private car or store, they might allow you to pass before the executive mansion. You see, the place is dark. Even the executive mansion is dark. Executive mansion, Capitol building, Justice, the Temple of Justice. Those fences, all the fences around the TV building are supposed to be lighted up, bright, nice looking. When the lights shine in the grass or on the grass, you see the grass looking forest green because of the light flashing, or lamp green because of the lights flashing in the grass, the greenness of the grass, and you see the yellowish light beaming into those green grass. The kind of reflection it gives you, the kind of scene it gave you, the beauty. Then between the executive mansion and the Temple of Justice and Capitol building, all the places, the light posts, bright. You see the streets, the quota clean, shining. You feel that you can feel power just by arriving. You pedestrians say you see that place looking at that. Nobody gotta tell you you're not supposed to pass here. Pedestrian. Nobody will tell you, say, Mama, you're not supposed to pass here. Because when you see the place, you say, yeah, I'm supposed to pass here. I should pass here. No, let me pause. But see the place. That corridor, dirty. People are gonna be using the palm something to sweep that place. When the guy sent a absorber, $2,000 can give you one to absorb the same from the quota. It's not expensive. I told you the story the other day. My friend brought, I think, about 32 pieces in the country. Try running around public works and road from people to hire his company to start cleaning the road, all the paved road, send them some of those absorbers, Buchanan Road, Banga to Ganta Road, Relay, Somalia Drive, all the major roads in Cinco avenues and things, and in Central Morovia. Absorb the same from the road. They got their tractor and everything. You see, the quota will be clean. It increases the lifespan of the quota. They're making it start asking them, who is supported, who is there, why is something, why you do there? They make equipment, yeah, you can use it. Because what? They not know him. But they're not interested in the service. They not know him. Then somebody from the system now say, I was going for the equipment to go bring it. They go now, they can't get the equipment. They even know that way out. Selfish, hateful people in power, greedy people in power, extremely greedy. It is because of greed that hate has increased so much in this country that we don't see good, that we care less about good governance, we care less about progress, we care less about growth. We are concerned about ourselves. Capitol building. That dirty place. You give me free position in Capitol building, free job. I can take it. That place is dirty, disorganized, reckless, stink, rotten place. Just like the judiciary. Just like the judiciary. So when I tell some of you that I don't have appetite for government jobs, and you think that's joke, that's the reason. That's the reason. That's the reason why some of us do not have appetite for government jobs. Look, let's assume, somebody say, okay, yeah, man, yeah, it will all 18, man, that's good, that give me something. My man also can be some corporate communication person here to NASCAR, or they play, maybe assistant minister. In the morning, Your guests come to you, water not even in your bathroom. You can't even get tissue in your bathroom. You can be passing around looking for procurement people, the other person there. You can't even get tissue in your bathroom. You can be buying your own tissue, making sure you're paying people to bring water in your bathroom because you're too clean now. You have to maintain your decency. So you get your own tissue, buy your own detergent, everything for your bathroom because it has to be kept clean at all times. Then at the end of the month, you pay me 1,550 or 1,620. Whether I'm going to pay my children's school fee with the kind of expensive schools that they're in. Whether I'm going to pay that school fee way. How I go in dress? How I go in dress support my woman? That young woman again, I go in support assistant minister job. Then when you assistant minister, everybody believes that your salary is supposed to be for them too. You're supposed to share. You can share, you mean, you buy, you this. So tell me now, why should I be attracted to government job? Even the $5,000 that you pay, 4,700 something you pay ministers. That money not enough for them because they got to pay school fee, scholarship, they call you here as guest speaker, go so at this, you got to leave money there. You don't get it, you got to go credit, so on the month, you got to pay it back from your salary. What is left of you? Nothing. At the end of the day, you have to start finding other means to steal, to corrupt, to exploit people you're doing business with. The other person brings out a document to sign. You don't want to sign the document because you want the person to pay you money to sign. Because you need something to complement your salary. You start looking for supplementary means to your salary because the salary is not enough. That's indecency. That kind of indecent thing. I can't even be chasing, say I want government job. That's why I see some of my men from CDC, Joey Beyond Jeremiah from Joe Braga. I say, what's this? He said, what's this? There is nothing that decent. Let us be frank and tell these people there is nothing decent about government job. Besides stealing, they made the money. If all government officials, especially heads of entities, can sit down and say, we are only operating within our salary. Trust me, they may not be calling someone you, begging you in the private sector for gas. The only decency that is in government job is stealing. Stealing is the only decency associated with government jobs. That is the reason why you see corruption. Corruption is on the increase in this country. And I told a lawmaker friend the other day, I said, look, if you ask me about reducing lawmaker salary, I will not agree in context. One, I would prefer you pay all ministers along with lawmaker salary. All the ministers or heads of entities, all heads of entities, including lawmakers, should make the same salary. All deputy ministers, the same, and deputy managing directors, the same. All, and that's harmonization. That's what TUE introduced. That's exactly what TUE wanted. To harmonize salary, that everybody will be paid on the same level per your position. All assistant directors, same salary. All deputy directors, same salaries. All directors, same salary at embassies. Oh, so if you pay lawmaker $10,000, they mean that $10,000 that one package. Don't tell me you're giving it 3,000 gas, 8,000, 2,000 days, 1,000 days, then you get them 10,000. What is that? Or you divide that LDC, get them maybe 6,000 in US, and you get them 4,000 in LD. No, put all their benefits together, everything. If you're giving them 1,000 for gas, this or this, we harmonize. We say we give you $400 for gas. We'll put everything in one package and pay you $15,000 every month. Under that context or arrangement or metric, I can agree for you to pay lawmakers $15,000. You know what? And even ministers. But the precondition will be, hey, you're not stealing, oh. But we start hearing stealing benefits of ministries and agencies, and how people started talking about salary reduction. Because it was useless. Any reform she brought by paying people $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 especially at SOEs and public corporations. That was for reason. Even ministries. Because she wanted to run a corruption-free regime. But guess what? The minute was still making 32,000 now, some 15,000, some 18,000 in government, and still stealing more than 18,000 now. It's like, well, hey, and they were making more than lawmakers. Imagine 1 hour was making $30,000 at one as a public corporation. And stay the kind of corruption thing that was taking place there. But the place is lucrative now. Imagine you sitting at Maritime and the government is paying you $30,000 every month. The government gave you car, they pay your security, they pay your driver, they give you housing allowance and pay you $30,000 and pay your nurse, and you still cannot control corruption at NASCO. So what's the essence of paying you $30,000? That's how lawmakers started getting angry and saying, no, they think are nonsense. Your PRC men can be making $15,000, $20,000. You pay everything, you put all our money together. It will now reach $15,000. They make one salary alone that comes to him catch that $30,000. The other person at 18, the other person at 21. Our own they are just 15 to straight. But that 15, we go and pay school fees. We go into churches, we go into mosques, we go in bury, we go into funeral, we go into all the different programs. We have to pay money there. These ministers go to work, they leave their car, their offices, they drive to a different entertainment places, they go to their homes, they have fun. 120 person is at my house in the morning, maybe that just 1 or 2 person, and most of the family members will be calling those ministers and heads of public corporations for assistance. Even as that, they have it to give it. For us, we have to constrain ourselves. So let's call it down. Same we came for corruption, they all made the same money. The war started. So the guys got no reason for making all this money. They're already stealing. Look at lawmakers. They don't say they should call a salary to 5,000. I believe they should get them 1,000. Because if we giving you for the $5,000, just recently the men got for the $5,000 each. They assume somebody call 5,000 or 8,000 or 7,000 in some cases for that money. They still go with at least $35,000 in January. And the men can get that money so now 2, 3, 4, 5 times before the year ends. So why should we pay them 5,000 or 10,000 when they still getting these monies? No need, it's useless. And this is the reason why they're not playing smart on them and telling them let's reduce our salary to 5,000. Because he knows the salary not even reducing. The men getting 40, up to 40, some 45, some 35, some 30 in that category. Mona even and you think you want me to support the men making $15,000 or $20,000 every month? If that will stop corruption totally in our country, I agree. The fact that we did it before, we tried it before, it didn't stop corruption, I don't agree. $35,000 can buy you 2 generators for just the house. Then another $35,000 can buy 2 for the Senate. Then you call these software people, they can build a software that can regulate the current for the 2 buildings. That when this generator is going off, the one is coming on. The one is going. All you have to do, just make sure you have few in the 4 generators. You can alternate them, that you can run 24/7 electricity. Or you build a solar farm at the legislature. Or you build a solar farm that will not cost you more than $200,000 to build a solar farm to feed the entire legislature. Even if it will cost you $300,000, you can afford it. Put it in the budget, you hire a company, go build a solar farm there, $300K, $250K, or $185K, any which way, and then you have a stable electricity. You solve that other problem at the legislature. Call water and sewer there to go and connect the legislature and put water in that place. Call them and you pay that, and you make sure you pay that money every month. When you run water in that place and you don't pay water and sewer money, they'll call you off. But that You add dignity to the legislature, and then water is you increase water and sewer revenue. They too will be able to at least expand in other communities because they're generating more money. Corporate governance is lacking in this country so much, so bad, so sad that at times you don't even want to talk about it. We can't debate on anything, anybody in the current arrangement for anything. The system is poor, and then they're adding insult to injury by creating unnecessary tension in the country, dividing the entire country. So when the US government tells you that we are on a time bomb, that's the reason. They have legitimate justification. When they tell you that our courts are corrupt and ineffective to dispense justice or prosecute criminal cases, yes, they have legitimate justification. Let's take just six calls and go home. Okay, Ibrahim Kekula, Angie Dan, Abdullahi Dule, Ralph Cooper, all of you welcome. Jusu Yamwa, 0776 104 104 0886 500 104. Let's talk to six persons on the show tonight, and then we can go home. Okay, 0776. Let's talk to Man Sisi first, and then we go to the other lines. Man Sisi, let's hear you.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
Yes, so I want to know who very advancing the president. Never say him because as we understand what the two other got almost 100% in our one office advancing the president. And when they were asking question who advancing the president and follow North Testament for that office, who advancing the president? They will walk up Marie Williams. She's away from Africa. But she got feeling for our children. But the one that I yell say we look it up to them and say they can do for our children. You get president work. Getting all that money to her office. She can't even show one single thing that she should do for our children. But the woman who's spending money for our children to be better tomorrow. Going for the some community, but the better thing that bring children to town. And better people tomorrow for tomorrow than the money we're after. You know, Kamatina get no document. So what's that place? Nothing. He get absolutely nothing. And he get to that place and you say you should document that. They want to come money and then that place. Then they asking the people to fill that document or scar on it before they go make case. And that made no sense to us. No sense they made, no impact that it making to our society. When we see here, we are hoping, we are suffering, no job, and they created for Liberia. It's taking people for out of job. They did for blessing their subject. They are fighting on the daily basis. We're all way listening. You go after primary, we are. When you get your first delay here, that she gets nothing to us. The first thing she brought to go see the first money, see her children money, say she's open, and I'm looking at working at a place that was giving children scholarship. That was kind of in the top, the real money today, it can be reformed back. Then you tell you go after people, go after marine, we are, and Osmo. And then no sense on Liberia. What we after now, we want food. We need job for us to get job. They said, the other woman, when they get no document to end. When you put, when they document, you get one place that you want to for her and say you want a place. What receipt or what basic, and you want a place. Bring a document, let's see it. Let's see when you want for any company or any official cover, let know. But nothing you can prove to us. So also go after every time you say, every time family, every time you in the news. But what we say, we don't know. They didn't get do for all the public and seller. If they can't leave our content, people in the poor content to Krikata, they will have about tomorrow. We can see our hope today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's go to this other line, the WhatsApp number, and talk to this person. Good evening to you.
Hey, Austin, good evening. This is GT. I'm calling from Canada, to be specific. And thank you today for the show.
Welcome.
And look, Austin, I will continue from where Mansi said. Who is advising the mayor?
You guess so?
Because I want to ask. I don't know. Because among all the NGO in that country, I can't even name it. Not only that one NGO you see that you want for them to bring documents for them to go investigate. For what? What do they want to do to you? Now, bad thing for them want to do to look at the future of Liberia. Look, Training are preparing for 2065. And the people that will be taking care of Liberia. They provide facility for that training. I can remember, Austin was much younger when Mr. Weah used to come during that time in Labrador during the war and thing. The people used to go to SOS Children Village. If you live in Matari Estate, you know how to play all that. Like one of the most calm places, like we have all the activity. Because we have come play soccer, all that children area. Like I seen idea. Look at the place. The people almost looking at SOS Children Village. I see that play.
Sure.
Remind me about the place. Yeah, put it. Look, all our wishes that I don't know whether they behind the woman for the thing or they won't get idea how to do the same thing. I don't know. But it's like to get idea how to do what they're doing or what our woman did, then there's a way that they can approach it so can be. Because for me, I want to see that same facility. If that in all the 15 countries or every district that we get, it will be good for our next generation. Because the same thing my children enjoying on the side, the same facility they live in, how our children living. How we supposed to grow up? Our whole life they bring war. Our children they can bring drugs. Then the younger generation, somebody can try to prepare them for the future. They fighting the people they will be talking me. Talk about where talking me. Nobody get talking me for you. When you ain't find out talking me, I will not tell you today.
Simple.
Man, thank you very much, man.
Let's talk to somebody. You get document, you bring the document. You ain't get document, you go to court. You see woman, you go take out trust that what the government doing. You get document, then you go to court. Hello.
Yeah, hello. I'm Gareth from Walker calling from the borough newspaper.
Let's hear you, ma'am.
Yeah, the same when our president, they said our president is doing his very own becoming. How will you go and face children that are suffering that former president Gloria West when you saw Africa, you don't pay for the children to live, then you're running after them. It's still real. That's not humanity. It's still anybody on the planet FDS such a story, they will say we are a ridiculous country. It's really shameful. Let us stop. Let us look for the brand butter. My children to school, but I keep it quiet. I'm not running after nobody. Let us stop the wickedness. That's not God. We are going to church the best. Sister used to love children. So let us try to let children to enjoy their good life. I'm begging them for everything. Yeah, I just want to support because let us stop it.
I know, Mama.
Before God gets vexed with them. When things happen and say, well, they come and get this, they come and get here now, come and say now here.
Oh, Corinne to your place?
I said, since 3 days, in the good time, in my
okay, thank you, Mama. And Johnsonville too, no Corinne. Otherwise, I told her otherwise in darkness tonight. And he's afraid to put a generator on. Before the people get vested, my man, you see, they will play daddy year generator on. But otherwise, put a generator on. Put it on. Don't be afraid. Put your generator on, Baba. The people they voted for supposed to give them current. Put your generator on. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening to you. Let's hear you.
Yeah, good evening. This is Mark. I call you from Grand Baza.
Let's hear you from Basa.
Anyway, thank you for the topic discussion. What I want to say here is the government of Liberia alleged our former president wife of that place. So they're going through legal document, legal discussion. Is the place for her? It's for her. If when she used corrupt money, the Liberian people will see it.
Sure.
So I don't want. Hello.
Sure. Liberian people will see it. So if they have,
people will see that she used corrupt money.
Mm-hmm.
But if we don't give the government chance to prosecute, and in fact when they say your name, when they after require say your name, you are alleged until you go through prosecution.
No, for us, we in the media, we don't sit. Our job is not to sit and wait for things to happen. Our job is to analyze. Our job is to critique the procedure used to take to do certain things. That's our job. So we are doing our own job. We are analyzing the steps that are taken by the government to take some of these actions. Okay. So for us, that's our job. We can't wait for it to happen. We have to talk. We're not waiting for it to happen. Our own job we're doing. We have to wait. We have to talk, Chief from Bassa. So that's what we do. Hello.
Thank you. Austin, Happy New Year, man.
Is this
Happy New
Edmond?
Year. We haven't talked. This is Edmond.
Oh yeah, Edmond. Edmond, go ahead.
Yeah, and you know, and you put it right. If the right thing is being or carried on, there is no need for cautioning. But the thing, that's why we are not legal pressing. But it common sense. You claim that I am a criminal, but yet you're waiting for the information from me. All of the documents that you want to prosecute me on, I present it to you. Then you prosecute me. Instead of you carry me there, I bring my document to defend me. That's what we're talking about. So that clearly shows that there is no information available to this or access recovery thing. Because some of the places that you're supposed to go and get information on Cloud Foundation, they are all here under your control. Go to the finance ministry. Go to the minister central bank. These are all the places, some of the places you can go. Go to the office of the first lady. Check. Get the document. Go to court and bring the people. You know, any officer of the court not refuse or cases, but this other one, he need to be careful, man, because this is completely slap in the face of our justice system, where you have no case against me, then you subpoenaing me to bring document. That is far from reality. Don't do that, man. Look, I agree that if even anything that ever happened, are we having Jamaican here at that place? Poor children. Look, some of the children that are over there, I was hearing from Kala School one time that child mother was feeding her with feces. The fact that they went and took that child from that woman. They got no man, they got no power, they are in there. See their life. See those children together, they eat different words. As small as they are, their ages. Look, see them beyond computer. See them. So then you want to take that away from them. This is the reason why the government is suffering. Because the people that are supposed to bring blessing today, they are carrying evil today. So now they say the curses are coming over their head. Somebody say, for the day that advisor or not advising, this is the same coming of Waka to continue to wish on George Weah and his father. That's just all. It's not that somebody need to advise him. I love the current first lady now. If she is a mother, what she can say to her husband in the name when everybody go.
But the woman said, the woman run the Edmond, that the woman said won the property. He said, what is she telling me? That the woman pressuring the man for the property. The woman won the property. So she telling me, she can say, Joe, you have not done anything about my property, you.
Because you remember the car that the former father sent for her so that she could be able to introduce some of the project that she was doing to her.
Mm-hmm.
She started claiming that car.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that's true. But you know, like Nangbe was saying, the chief of office in the former president office, that we do have the political and legal me, and we are saying we are watching you guys as official or executing the legal aspect. When it comes to the political aspect, I hope you guys will allow us to also execute that. Thank you.
No, but that's why we are exhausting the legal process first. Because if the action is legal, it means the government should have all her evidence to come to take to court and prosecute Clark. But don't call her, don't accuse her, then you call her to bring evidence to you. If you are not accused of that different thing, but you accuse her already, say she is a criminal. You accuse her, you say she stole. As a recovery, they accuse her, you will believe that you stole, you believe that you used money, government money to build a place. So that's a direct allegation. That defamation. You're supposed to be able to prove it or point to a source that will aid you in proving your allegation against her. You get no source. No, nothing. You just sit down all the imagination and say somebody stole, somebody is a rogue. And you went public with it. Time to come prove it or to go to court and get an indictment. You get an indictment, nothing. Then you go and say, hey, you tell that woman to bring all her. I will beg you, man. Who believe that I will money you government money. Can you tell her issue they raise. God, that will bring all financial document for the people. Let's see whether she get it or she not get it. That one I said we call it doing. Let's see whether she get it or she not get it. If she get it, then we can go for indictment to prosecute. If she not get it, then we tell her from Isa, we wash her again and see. Who does that? That's why the lawyers say the guys are on a fishing expedition. They go try and see. They test the water and see what fish is that. That's nonsense. That's complete nonsense. Complete nonsense. I'll leave you with this song. Yeah, not rat race, but who the cap fit.